Again, it's my favorite time of the week, Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. This is roadblock removal for coaches and speakers. And has this ever happened to you? You go through this process where you spend time delivering your content, your coaching, your speaking, and then you stops and all of a sudden, oh my God, where's the money? Where's the work? What do I got to do? And you're on this roller coaster ride up and down of revenue versus trying to get clients, revenue, trying to get clients. Well, today I want to take that out of your life. And we've got one of the greatest guests you could possibly have for this. We're talking about creating sales without sales calls or funky funnels. Let me bring on the master here, Omid Yalie from Gladiator Mastermind. It's great to have you here. Welcome to the States from London.
Dude, it's a pleasure. I know, right? Technology. We can just talk across countries seamlessly. Just like it's crazy. Dude, thanks for having me here. I've checked out many of your episodes, and slowly I've become a fan of the show. So honored to
Didn't
be
just win you over right away, huh?
here. Well, I'm a tough cookie to crack, but
Gotcha.
by the second one, you got me.
Okay. So tell us about what you're doing and how it works and let's cure some evils for some people out there that are just stuck in a rut.
Dude, yeah. What you just said pretty much summarized it. I was in a situation where, and this was like 2 or 3 years ago, I had the typical business model of a guru out there that you would look up to, where you would get leads, you would get them on a sales call, then you would turn them into high ticket clients, which is the typical model most people go through. And then if you want to scale it, you got to run a ton of ads to get leads coming in, and then you have to have setters and closers to take the calls for you, because obviously you can't take all of the calls. And then you got to probably have a team that helps you with the delivery of the client and everything else. And slowly you realize you're no longer a coach, just the person that just happens to run the business and set out fires. And that's fine if you want to kind of have a business like that. And I did like it at that point, until it got to a point where it wasn't worth it anymore. I was looking at the bank account. We were making multiple seven figures. But the reality that most people don't tell you is that that's revenue, it's not profit. Most, like at best, we were at 22-25% profit out of everything that was coming in and going out. And that's stressful because you have, like, I have a sales team of 13 people trying to keep their calendars full of calls, ads kind of going down, something else happening, quality of the leads are not good. Sales team are like a bunch of teenage girls that you need to keep motivated all the time. And then you have the delivery stuff, taking care of the clients. The whole thing was stressful. And I was working like 60, 70 hours a week. Now, let's kind of be honest. I was telling myself that I'm doing it because I want to. But the reality is, if I didn't do it, business would crash. So I was doing it because I had to.
Yeah.
But I was telling myself I'm doing it because I want to. It's because that was a nice thing to say. So that was the business back then. So I decided to just take a month off, go to Dubai with my partner. I've never been to Dubai before, so I was like, hey, let's just visit and see what it is. Everybody seems to love it. We were thinking of moving there. 2 weeks into our mini vacation, 2 of my best closers quit. And they quit to go do their own family business thing. Amazing. I'm happy for them. Encourage them to kind of do it. We're still friends to this day. They quit. Everybody else got scared. And slowly, kind of morale of the business went down. So I had 2 options. I was like, okay, halfway through the vacation, I can just say bye-bye to the vacation, get back on the grind, hire new people, train them, get the business sorted. Or I'll just burn the damn thing down and build something that's much better. So that's what I decided to do. I was like, cool, this vacation becomes the end of the business. And let's just build something that's more suitable to the lifestyle I want to have. Less stress, less hours, and potentially even more profit than the freaking 22% that's left, which is almost nothing. So that's what we did. I went through tons of different models I've learned from different people, just hired a bunch of different coaches to teach me what they know. Nothing really clicked, nothing really worked, because it was always going back to get leads, get sales, jump on sales calls, close for high ticket. And it's great, but then it would lead back to the same road of sales calls and growing the same model. Didn't want that. So I had to come up with this funky, weird way of getting clients high ticket without jumping on sales calls, without having fancy funnels, without having to do just crazy webinars and pitch and sell because they didn't want to do that. And the goal was maximizing profit, not revenue. So did that about 2 years ago. Worked really well. That's where the daily client model is coming from. The goal is to just get 1 client a day without a sales call. So yeah, that's what we help our clients do as well. So the entire focus is how can you get leads that are actual buyers, not just those freebie seekers, turn them into customers and clients, 2 different types. Customers are people that just pay you a tiny bit of amount for a training, workshop, something else. They just pay you 1 time. Those are customers. Clients are the people that spend more time with you, spend more money with you, and they go longer term. So we got clients and customers. So how can you get those on a daily basis without sales calls or fancy funnels? And then on the delivery side, how can you do the delivery, not somebody else, so the quality is high, everybody sees results, and you actually do what you love, which is coaching. I've noticed a lot of coaches get to coaching because they love it, and then as they scale up, they become a business owner and not a coach anymore. And that's great if that's what you want. For me, I love coaching. I love to train people, so I would rather spend 90% of my time coaching clients, and then everything else is kind of taken care of.
And for those of you out there, they're wondering how to get a hold of Omid, I put his right there, thedailyclient.com is how to get a hold of him. If you'd like to come in here and talk with him and me right now, you can do that. joinraylive.com. You can come on in and talk to us. We're happy to take your questions. One of the things that we share is that I work with coaches and speakers and consultants that love to coach and speak and consult, but hate the selling that has to go with it. And I do a little differently, where I just show them how to have conversations with people they already know to create these things. You've got a whole different system, which is fantastic. And tell us a little bit more about it.
Cool. So I guess the different part, I guess I can show it this way, maybe. This is what I showed my clients when I was telling them about the model. And we got let's just pretend we have like 100 people in your audience that could potentially become clients. If you go to these 100 people and say, hey, I got this amazing offer, do you want to become a client? If you ask 100 people, maybe, if let's just be optimistic, maybe one of them says, yes, I'm going to become a client, and they actually pay you to become a client. That could happen, again, being optimistic. That's what we call, excuse my language, the stupid way of doing things. Hopefully nobody is doing that. The second way that you could do this, and this is a way that most people are going to do this, is you get 100 people in the audience. You tell them, hey, I have this free thing. Would you like to download this free thing that helps you with this specific problem? Let's say half the people opt in because it's super useful and it's exactly what they need. So you get like 50 people. Out of these 50 that consume some of your free stuff, you can go to them and say, hey, I have this amazing program. Would you like to become a client? And maybe 2 of them become a client. Again, all of these numbers, they're just there to give you the insight. They're not actual KPIs to track. Cool. So you go from 100 people to probably 2 clients. And this is the old way of doing things, where it requires a lot of convincing, it requires a lot of selling, jumping on sales calls or doing webinars to get those 2 clients out of this like group of 100 people. The new way, we call it the new era, we do it slightly differently. Let's say the audience of 100 people, yes, we get them in with something for free. So we give them a training, a PDF, a cheat sheet, something ebook for free. Let's say 150 people come in. Out of these 50 people, we don't try to get them in as a client. We try to get them as a customer first. A customer is somebody who pays you $50, $20, $100 for like a workshop or a training or a one-to-one or anything. It could be anything. It doesn't matter. Maybe a course. And we say, okay, you just consume this free thing. We also have this workshop that helps you with this other problem that I know you have. It's only $50. Do you want it? Because the amount is much, much lower, the risk for them is much, much lower as well. And the reward is going to be huge, especially if you did a great job with your free thing. A lot of people are going to take this thing. Let's say you charge $100 for it. Let's say 10 people take it. You just made $1,000. But that's not where the money is made. These 10 people that have paid you $100 to consume this workshop, you can easily turn them into a client by getting them into your program without even a sales call. You just have a simple, we have a Notion doc, our clients use a Google Doc. It doesn't matter what kind of technology you use. It's just a PDF or a written format where it has your entire offer written in it in a way that's clear and then kind of, irresistible. You show that to people, and those customers become clients. Now, when you have a method like this where they get nurtured through the free stuff, then they pay you a tiny bit of money and they get amazing results with that problem they solve, and then they get a chance to become a client, there is no selling or convincing. They already trust you, they already paid you. Becoming a client becomes way easier. And the beauty thing about this model is that you get to grow the business without damaging your profits. Because with the old model over here, when you get new clients, you have to take a portion of that amount and put it back into getting another 100 new people coming to you, another 100 leads, another grow the audience, pay ads, or like post more content. With this, you can take what the customers are paying you to get more audience, to get more customers. So it becomes a wheel that grows the business by itself. And everything you're making from your client side is pure profit. So that's why our profit has gone from 22 to 25% maximum. Right now is 96.3 last time I checked. It's simply because our expenses are covered by the customers.
96.3 is not just a radio station. It's Omid's profit margin, which is fantastic. That would be the radio station of profit. Hey, it's 96.3, the radio station of profit. Come with me and we'll grow like this. And did you see how I figured out to get you the whole screen there? That was kind of cool, wasn't it?
I was like, oh, he figured it out. But let's just shut it down cool with the thing. That was impressive, dude.
So yeah, and my friends would be like, Ray did something with technology? Yes, I did. Check it out. We did that there. So oh, but who is your system perfect for? Who would, if you designed your ideal client, what would it look like?
Yeah, the ideal client are kind of two types. There is a type who is what I used to be 2 years ago. You're probably making multiple 6 figures, 7 figures in revenue. Profits are not as impressive. You love the business, but you hate the way you're running it. It's way too stressful. You're working too many hours and you want to grow the business, but you just want to do it differently. This would be perfect for you because that's who I was. Changed my life, changes my client's life. It would probably do the same for you. The other type is somebody who's probably at the lower level, maybe making a couple of thousand a month or maybe just getting started, doesn't matter. But you do have the vision of building the business around your life, not the other way around. Having a business where how you make your money matters almost more than how much money you make.
Yeah.
And being in a position where you do choose how many hours you put in, you do choose who you work with, you do choose to spend more time with clients rather than freebie seekers. So that's probably a good person to come in and build the systems from the beginning and kind of not make the mistakes that me and many other coaches made in the past, just prevent those and kind of get off the ground the right way.
I kind of tend to attract solopreneur, kind of the lone wolf type person that goes out there and thinks they have to do it all, which always is the worst thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
And then they realize that, man, I love all this, what I do, but I don't like having to get the business to do it. So that type of person, I think, sounds like would do well with this, with your program.
Pretty much. I had a team of, sales team was around 13 people. We were about 16 people altogether. So I had a team of 16 people. We had operations and managers and much of the stuff in the business. Right now, I have a VA, a design dude that does just all of my designs. And that's pretty much it. I do have somebody helping me out with like mindset stuff inside our program. So that's like a part-time team member as well. So 2.5 people as a team member. And I went from having a team of 16 working 10 to 12 hours a day consistently, including weekends, to working Monday to Thursday, 4 to 5 hours max every day with a team of 2.5 people. So if this second version is attractive and that's what you want to achieve, this would probably be a good fit. If the first version, having a huge team, sounds exciting to you, then this would probably not be as useful.
So the lone wolf, the person that likes to make more and work less, that would be a good thing to go. Because there are some people that are trying to grow and build and have this huge conglomerate thing, and there's a bunch of us out there that just like to work part-time and make a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. It's by the way, it's I wrote the email that got me kind of in trouble lately. It's called the 4-hour workday is a myth. And here's the truth, guys. Yes, I say I'm working 4 hours, 5 hours a day, max 4 days a week. And it's true. That's what I put in my business. But there are countless hours on top of that working on the business. Like I'm at the beach and I'm thinking about the business. I'm shopping and I'm maybe talking to Ray, or it's 7 p.m. over here, way past my work hours, but I'm over here doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And next month I'll be on stage. The month after that, I'll probably another podcast. So there is a lot of quote unquote work done. It's just meeting a lot of cool people, networking, doing podcasts, thinking about the business, talking to other people, helping other people that are not clients.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that happening outside of the 4 hours. So when you put everything together, it's just like a 9-to-5 job, like a normal thing, like Monday to Friday, or sometimes even weekends, where you do work 8 hours, but really 4 hours of it is necessary to build and grow the business. The other 4 hours, it's just you having fun. It's you choose to do it. It's not that you have to do it.
So to me, this is not work. Although this is work, right?
It is work, but it's not work.
Yeah, you get to meet people with great ideas that are doing well, that are shaping the marketplace, that are having fun doing it. I love working with clients. I also love working with people that are growing things, and I'll see something that somebody else won't, and I'll go, "Have you tried this?" I go, "Oh my God!" And they're not a client, but the more you give away, the more you get. And I firmly believe that. That's why I love doing so many of these things, because I get so many inquiries like, "Oh my God, do you do this?" And the first thing, I think the first mistake that everybody makes. Let's talk about some of the mistakes that you see on a regular basis that people make. I think that the biggest one is, I can help everybody, right? And if you try to help everybody, you probably can, but you wind up helping no one, because nobody cares about you. But if you say, I help people whose first initial is O and the last initial is Y, and they'll go like, "Oh, that's me," But then somebody else says, "Can you help if I'm a CZ?" Yes, I can. But by picking that narrow down, everybody wants to know more about what you do. But if you're this generalist, it's like one of my mentors, a guy named David Newman of Do It Marketing. He says it's like you have a Chinese restaurant menu. There's 173 things on there, and you don't know what to buy, so you buy the same thing every time. Yeah. What do you see? What makes you roll your eyes when a potential person says like, "Oh yeah, I do it this way"?
I see two big mistakes. Let's just talk about one of them. First one, this is probably the biggest one, is I see a lot of coaches, whether they're beginner or not, doesn't matter. I see a lot of them model and copy somebody else that they look up to, thinking that's the thing that's going to get them there. The reality is that when you look up to somebody and they're like 10 steps ahead of you, what they're doing right now is what they need to do to get to the next level. It's not what they did to get to where they are right now. So when you copy what they're doing right now, you're shooting yourself in the foot and like, well, they're running a challenge. They're running this 5-day retreat in person that I need to go book a hotel and get people in. They are running this mastermind or this low ticket thing or that membership or this. You see them doing it and you're like, okay, that's what I should be doing because I want to get there. No, you need to be doing what they did before to get to where they are right now. And once you're at their level, you can copy what they're doing now to get to the next level. I think that's probably the thing that's damaging or adding a lot of years and months to the coach's journey, where it's just delaying you from getting results because you're copying the wrong strategies and the wrong tactics from the wrong people. So you got to ask them what they did to get to where they are right now, which typically is in form of a mentorship. You hire them, you ask them what they did, what they would do in your situation, and you take all of the guesswork and all of the hard work out of it. It's all around frameworks. They give you the frameworks, you follow it, you get to where they are, and then after that, you can look, ask somebody else to help you get to the next level. At the end of the day, it's what you need to do now, not what others are doing at their level.
And what I put in here, just to kind of paraphrase what you're saying, is that, and it's a problem. I've always used this phrase: "Don't look up to them, look into them."
Oh, I love that.
You have to know how they got. And I have a whole speech that the whole premise is: don't look up to your heroes, look into them, and you find out what they did. But you got to find out what they did to get where you are, not what they did to get where they are.
Exactly.
Somebody that's never played basketball that watches, Steph Curry shooting 3-pointers, like, oh, I want to do what he does and stand out at 30 feet. You got to make a layup first,
Layup first, yeah. 100%. Funny you say you've never played basketball, you watch it. I don't watch it, I play, but like used to play, so it's the exact opposite. But yeah, I did the same thing when it was in basketball, kind of silly. Look at the people around me that were much, much better than me in basketball, and I try to copy their moves and kind of do what they're doing. It's like, dude, master the basics first. You can handle the ball first, then worry about dunking and shooting from halfway through the court, or like a bunch of other fancy stuff that these guys are doing. Like, you got to do what's right at your level, not what other people are doing.
I was the guy that took the charge, and I was good. That was my skill. Is like, I'll take the charge.
Well, that did.
So what else do you think? What you said there was two things that had you led with one. What's the other one?
Yeah. The other one is two ends of the extreme when it comes to setting goals. So sometimes I ask people, it's like, okay, cool. What's your goal for the next, 30 days, 90 days, end of the year, by Christmas time? Like, where do you want to be in terms of number of clients? And I either get a typical answer of, I don't have goals. I just want to help people and see what happens. If you don't have a target, you're never going to hit it, period. And then there's the other extreme that they want to go from 0 to 100 in a snap. It's like, hey, I've got no clients, never sold anything before. It's my first time being a coach. And I would like to have 60 clients by Christmas time. And it's like 2 weeks left to Christmas. Yeah. It's like, well, let's be more realistic. What we do in Gladiator Mastermind, I kind of have to change the mindset and kind of force our clients into thinking this way, is that we have one goal, but different time frames. So our goal is 3,000. So the goal for us is get your first 3,000 ever. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to collect 3,000 in cash, but you collected 3,000, you had 3,000 in revenue. That's the first level. Then I'll actually show it over here. Then we have the 3K a month. It's like, cool, you've done 3,000. Let's try to do it in 30 days instead of however long it took you before. That becomes the next level, 3,000 in 30 days. You do it, fantastic. Now let's get to 3,000 a week. Can we do that? It's like, it's the same amount of money, but we just want to do it faster. And because you've done it before, you have this belief of you can do this, you just want to do it a tiny bit faster. So you go from 3K a month to 3K a week. Once you are making 3,000 a week, then the question is, can I do it in a day? And then once you do it in a day, it's like, okay, you've done it one time, but can you do it multiple times in a row? That's 3K a day recurring. And then where the magic happens is, okay, you make it 3K a day recurring. That's fantastic. But it's revenue, still not the money you keep. So can we do 3K a day in profit recurring? And that's where the magic happens and become a Gladiator. We have all of these different levels. And then each level that you go up, for example, when you hit the 3K, you get a keychain that looks kind of like this, just to remind you that you're a badass and you're on a journey to become a Gladiator. And then once you hit the 3K a month level, you get the helmet that looks kind of like this, and it's silver, and it's just another reminder for you that, hey, you're on your path to become a Gladiator. Keep going. You're at 3K a month level. And of course, at 3K a week, you get the similar helmet, but now it's in gold. That looks like that. And 3K a day, you get the black version, kind of like a bigger version of it that looks kind of like this. And of course, in 3K a day recurring and 3K a day in profit recurring, you get the statue and what I call the sword. It's not a sword, it's a dagger. It's big. So they're just levels for people to hit.
At
And, you know, each level, you got to do different things.
Omid, at 3K a day recurring profit,
yeah,
they should be buying you stuff.
They should be buying me. Well, probably should. But we send them a dagger. It's fancy. It looks beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
That's where they can call themselves a gladiator.
Well, and one of the things that I think that anybody can take away from this is a couple of little principles that really we all need to be aware of. Is when we hit overwhelm, you know, you've got everything planned out. And what overwhelm is, because that happens to a lot of entrepreneurs, you hit the overwhelm. All that happens when you're in this overwhelmed state is that you've lost hope. And what hope is, people don't realize how simple hope is. Hope is just the next step. And the smaller you make that step, the easier it is for them to follow you. And you get somebody to take that leap once and they'll follow you again and again and again. And that's, I love that little step model that you have there. You've also gave like tangible things you can, I got check out my helmet, you know, check that out. And there are things there. And there, people don't realize you don't have to have a Tesla, you know, a Maserati, a Mercedes. It's like people will jump through hoops. The keychain, I'm going, that's pretty cool. I'd like that. Yeah. Yeah. And people would ask you a question about that keychain. How did you get that? I made $3,000. That's a $3,000 keychain. You know,
I always tell my clients, show these on your interviews, or just have it somewhere that people can see, because it is a perfect conversation opener into what you do as a business. And you didn't bring it up, they brought it up. And instead of saying, hey, I made 3,000 for this, that's a selfish goal, we can say, I helped X many people to get this. I helped this other many people to get that. And I'm on a journey to help that many people so I can get this other version of it. And
then if they say no, you stab them with the dagger. You just stab them with the dagger if they say no. Yeah. There we go.
Exactly. But yeah, it's the, and what you said is 100% correct. It's the hope of the next level. And when you have the same goal, but the time frame gets smaller and smaller, you already have the belief that you can do this. When you say, I'm at zero, I want to make 10,000 a month, like you've never done 10,000 a month. It's really hard to genuinely believe you're going to be able to do 10,000 a month. But if you go, okay, I'm going to do 3,000, and you do it just one time, doesn't matter how long it takes you. It's like, okay, I've already done this. Can I do this just a tiny bit faster? Can I just work harder to do it faster? It just becomes a game of how can we do this faster, easier, more automated, more leveraged, so that we can get the same results we already gotten, but just get it faster.
And the amazing thing is that, so I talked to a 90-something-year-old guy once that told me, he's talking about self-discipline. And I said something about a selfie. I go, we have selfies. We had self-discipline. And he said, what self-discipline is, it's tricking yourself into doing what's right for you. And that's so brilliant. And all these, it doesn't matter how you do it and what the method is. It's having a method to do it. The example he used, he said was kale. He said that skinny people have tricked themselves to believe that kale tastes good. And he looked at me and said, you probably like donuts, right? But it's like, the thing is that how are you doing the work to get where you need to do? And what game are you playing to get there? Because life is just a big game. And I love the system and the scaling up and you know, if you've got a good product and you've got a game that people will play, you've got a business.
You got a business.
100%. Yeah. And people don't realize the power of fun and humor in business. And that's one of the things. There's a great book called Humor Seriously that's out there. It's got the business side of humor. Salespeople that enjoy what they do and smile while they do it make 37% more. They did a study where they had two people closing different people with sales, And the only difference between how they did it was at the end, one guy said, and I'll throw in my pet frog. The guy that threw in the pet frog made like 30-40% more in profit than the person that didn't. So it's crazy how having a good system and bringing people that enjoy being in it make you a very successful business person.
Yeah. You know what's more crazy, Ray? It's the fact that so many business owners, whether you're a coach or not, doesn't matter. So many business owners intentionally take the fun out of the business because they think that's the right move.
Yeah.
And the reality is, hey, if you don't want to have fun, if you want something that's miserable, stick to a 9-to-5 job. It takes all of the risk away from business. You get paid every month. You don't have to deal with all of the headaches that a business owner has to deal with. And it sucks just as much as a business that's not fun. But if you're in the business, you want to do it because you want to have the right lifestyle, you want to do it because you can't work for other people, you want to have your own thing, make it fun. It doesn't have to be miserable and problems all the time.
It's unbelievable how the difference, people think that they have to be polite and reverent to people that they're going to do business with. And the thing is, that's the exact opposite of what you need to do, because what people will do business with people who are friends. And friendships are even. They're not looking up, looking down. They're, you and I spend together. You give me something, I give you something in life. Either humor or advice or a shoulder to cry on, whatever it is. They're balanced with that. And when we go into business and we go, oh, thank you so much for being here. This is a wonderful thing. It's a great opportunity. Oh, did you see the weather out there? You're blowing your prime real estate, first of all. But secondly, is that showing confidence and comfort and ease of what you do? No. And who wants to buy somebody? When you buy something, if I buy something from you, I want to be confident that you're going to do whatever it is you say you do. And I want you to almost be a little bit cocky about how good you are, because your cockiness is going to overcome my, I don't know. We all have that in it. When I buy something, I sit there and I'll look at it and I go, man, I should get that. Oh, that's going to be great. I don't know if I should get that. Oh, I'll come back later and think about it. But if somebody had come up and said, let's go. Okay. You have to find, that's the thing. You have to find the right people at the right time. And, in that whole scenario where you've got 100 people and it's down to 50 and then down, well, that person that actually bought from you may have been in that 100 group 6 times.
Exactly.
And, so they don't, they weren't ready at the time, or they didn't hear the right thing. And we got, do you know RH Riyadh?
I don't.
Oh, he's in the coaching jungle, and he's watched a couple of these things. He just gave us a thumbs up for what we're doing on here. So thank you, RH.
Dude, good to see you. Haven't seen you, but good to see you.
Yeah, it's amazing how easy it is to bring people into something that you're excited about and enthusiastic about, and you believe in. Because if you believe in it, and that's what shoots so many entrepreneurs in the foot, we all have this native genius. We have this thing that we do so easily, so quickly, but most of us don't believe it's so unique that it's worth unique pricing. And so that's why we go, I can't charge that much. Yes, you can. Somebody out there will play it. Somebody out there will pay it.
Yeah, 100%. There's always somebody who wants the most premium version of it, the best level of it, the highest thing that you do have, as long as they want your help to solve the problem. There are people out there that want the cheapest solution they have to solve that problem. There are also people that are out there that say, I don't care how much it costs. I want the best option to solve this problem. If you have offers that match every single level, then the cash flow in the business becomes well. And the beauty of this system is it becomes a offer made type of business, meaning how many times you made the offer on a daily basis, weekly basis, rather than all of this, hey, you got to get a huge audience, a lot of leads coming in, talk to a lot of people, and a certain percentage of them turn into paying clients. We don't ever pressure anybody to become a client, they become a client or a customer when it's right for them. We just make offers on a daily basis that's useful for everybody. And maybe this offer doesn't make sense for them because it's not what they need, but maybe the third of a fourth of a fifth offer that you're making publicly is the thing that's like, you know what, I need that. And they eventually become a customer or a client. So it becomes very efficient from a small audience. You can get a lot of customers and clients rather than needing a huge lead flow coming in just for you to land a handful of clients.
Now watch this for a segue. Okay. So if you are curious about what Omid is doing, he has got it set up where if you go right here to dailyclient.com, he will give you the first steps to take on this journey with him. And there's a couple of things you have to click and watch and do all that. But you can find out, do a deeper dive on what he's talking about here today and get involved and hopefully turn your business around as well. So, Omid, thank you so much for coming on here and helping these coaches out there that need help, or they might not need help because they're doing well, but now they see, oh my God, this could be easier with less work. Let's check this out. And all we can ask as entrepreneurs is people just take a look at what we're doing. You don't have to go anywhere, but a lot of us can help you, and we're happy to do so. So I want to thank you so much for coming on here and chopping it up with me a little bit here. And this is even more than East Coast, West Coast rival. We got West Coast and East Coast. You know, it's like
East Coast over here. Oh, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. Please keep doing this thing forever. Because I know it's going to help a lot of people that watch these kind of shows. But it's also a platform for people to get their services out there, people to get some eyeballs on this stuff. You're doing God's work. Let's just say that. So thanks, Ray.
And it's fun stuff. So I'll be back here next week with another guest. I don't know who it is, but I'm booked out through October. If you're out there and you want to come on here with me, contact me at ray@rayangan.com and I'll bring you on here as a guest. We'll talk about what you're doing, and you can come in and meet the audience. If you're watching this after and you have questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll make sure Omid gets it. If you have questions for me, I'll make sure I answer to you. But it's great, and we'll see you next week. Thanks again.